And okay, can everybody see my screen? I'm sharing.
Yep.
Okay, so thanks everybody for joining another one of these really brief Teams talks. This one's going to be really short. I just added something to our research guide as a tool for writing research papers or article submissions, and I linked to some LibGuides that a librarian over at the Jerry Falwell Library wrote, which were pretty cool. And so I don't need to reinvent them, so I just linked them to our research guide. So to find these, if you go to the LUCOM library page, like you're probably familiar with, underneath databases and click on research guides, it'll pull up our research guide. And I've just added quick links to these. And so there's the AMA writing guide and the APA writing guide. And just as kind of a side note, I've done videos before on Citation Manager's, RefWorks, and Zotero, and those links are here as well. But this is the so clicking on the AMA writing guide will take you to the LibGuide that the liaison librarian over at JFL wrote, and it's pretty straightforward. It's got links to the AMA, links to JAMA, links to the University Writing Center if you need any help with that, but it's got style formatting guides in a tab here, and there's actually sample papers that you can download. And this might be more for students, but it's got non-structured and structured abstract samples, examples for title pages, margin alignments, headings, all this stuff. And there's actually a link down here to the 4.0 of the AMA Manual of Style. So if you click on that, it'll actually take you directly to the AMA Style 11th edition ebook that we have access to. And then there's a tab for in-text citations in this style. So if you're going to be using those in your manuscript, there's examples here for how to do that. Again, it links to the AMA manual showing that, how you can use superscripted numbers. It's not real detailed, it's just kind of specific for the style. And then there's examples for your reference list and how you're going to list journal articles, books and ebooks. I thought this was kind of cool if you're using World Health Organization reports. You can actually find how to cite those in your reference list. I'm not really going to show so much the NPH resources, but there is stuff here for Masters of Public Health. So that's kind of what's available. It's very straightforward, and particularly useful to me is the examples of in-text citations, and then these sample papers for structured and unstructured abstracts. I think this is really useful, so you can actually kind of download that and start with that. So on the quick link on the research guide under AMA, you'll find APA writing guide, and that links to another guide that's been built. It's very similar. It's got formatting for the one thing that they do differently here is they'll say undergraduate and graduate, and I know this probably goes without saying for our students if they're using this that we call it undergraduate medical education, but since medical students are considered professionals, they're going to use, sometimes they'll call this the professional formatting guide, not the graduate student, but this is for everyone will use the formatting for graduate students tab. And it's got a template, a sample paper, just like we had for the AMA. It's got recommendations for how you're going to do your spacing and fonts, your margins and alignments, title page, all this stuff, how you'll format your abstract page. And again, it's got links to in-text citations, so how you're going to use parentheses or however you're going to do your in-text author in parentheses and publication date in your in-text citation. And again, it's got links to how to format your references page with your books and ebooks or your journal articles or even miscellaneous citations. So those are the two that our liaison librarian at the JFL built for us for these two different styles. The last thing I wanted to point out is I just thought of this because as I used it, I was talking with Dr. Lee before we started. I used to use the Purdue Online Writing Lab, the OWL website, for formatting and doing citations and how to format papers when I was an undergrad. It's a really useful tool. It's freely available, but they actually also have links for APA formatting and style guide and MLA formatting and style guide. And what's kind of cool about these, and maybe we can incorporate these into our own, is you can actually put in the source that you're using and automatically create the citation for your paper, for your works cited list, which is pretty cool. But it links here to MLA style introduction, the general format and formatting guide, and all this is freely available. It kind of seems like a useful tool in addition to our own AMA and APA, because they have them both here. There's the MLA, but here's APA. is the one that we were talking about. So we can put a website or a journal or a book and get the citation for that. I didn't see AMA, but they might not have that. I'm not sure. But again, useful resource to be aware of, and maybe we could incorporate some of this into our own. But that's really all I wanted to show today. I mean, it's not really, you know, rocket science. It's just I wanted you to be aware that in looking at writing resources for us, I saw that the nursing liaison librarian over at JFL had built these guides for APA and AMA style guides, and I wanted you guys to be aware that we have them. Didn't reinvent them. I just linked to them on the research guide under quick links. And again, the other writing resources I've done videos on before for citation managers, RefWorks, and Zotero are both here as well. So thank you guys for your time. I know it was really quick. I just wanted to kind of hopefully let people make people aware these were available for your writing if you need them.
Thank you,
It's
Robert.
nice to have it in one place, Rob. So knowing that you can link directly to, because a lot of times I'll Google that and find the guide. And then a lot of times I've used the Purdue one now that I saw it on the icon, because sometimes papers require Chicago or MLA or some other, but the journal usually dictates what your writing style has to be.
I remember you were doing a submission and they were using, it was a Springer journal and it used something I'd never heard of called like Vancouver.
Springer Online, some weird thing. We had to look it up. You helped me look at it. It was very strange. But that's what they required. So yeah.
And I just share that link with you. I just put that link on the chat box. If you're just looking for that APA guide, the LU actually just make a very good guide on their website. So you can just check it out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
There is a template and there is some example and there is also the reference for the Bibles. So that is very good.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert.
Well, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
you.
Have a good rest of the week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.